I manifest once more. Once more with a horse pet. I had to make sure I set this up properly. I'm pretty sure it's good to go though. Pretty sure it's good to go. I know you guys are worried about my Wi-Fi, but as I was saying, my internet is pretty stable. I mean, that wasn't even an intended voice joke. Oh, thank you for the 500 oats. Thank you kindly. Yeah, my internet's normally fine. That was like the one instance in like, I feel like it's been over half a year since I've had any internet issues, so I probably wouldn't worry about it if I were you guys. The likelihood of it happening is quite low on average, given those statistics there, so I think we'll be fine today. Perfect timing for that pun. I know. Sorry if I seem out of it. Actually, you guys are probably used to that, but I had to take some medication. That's why I was a little bit late, because I was like balancing out some things, so it's all good. We're all good now. I feel bad being late, but I figure, you know, it's better to be able to make a schedule and have to adjust by like a couple of minutes than not being able to follow a schedule at all. And I pretty much never cancel streams nowadays. I could be horribly ill and I would still try to stream, so I think that's not terrible. Well, me streaming while sick is pretty bad, but you know, you get the point. You get the point. I seem more talkative than usual. I don't think so. I mean, I don't really feel any different than usual. Glad I'm streaming on a Wednesday? Why would you be glad I'm streaming on a Wednesday? It's such an awkward day to stream. It's dead in the middle of the week, you know? Cass internet outage. Hey man, I would just get to go back to bed. The joke's on you. Although I already got some caffeine, so that's definitely not happening. Heh. You probably shouldn't stream when you're terribly ill. Look, bro, it's a job you can do from your home. I'm not gonna get anyone else sick, you know? It's fine. If you think about it from that perspective, it's totally okay. I know my own mortal limitations. At least it isn't Monday. I know. I can't stream on Monday. I just can't do it. Maybe it's because the weekend streams are usually longer. It's nice to have Monday to just kind of decompress a little bit. Although, you know, I did go that month last month where I just streamed constantly and somehow I still feel okay after that, so maybe I've leveled up in some sense. I don't know. Maybe everything's just a little bit easier now. Maybe we're getting somewhere. It reminds me, and sorry for rambling a little bit before this, but, you know, it's fine, we'll get to the PowerPoints in a second, but, around this time last year is when I finally stopped being anxious during streams. It took me like 6 months of streaming to, to not, get anxious anymore and actually be able to speak. I used to be a lot more awkward than I am now. Now it's like weaponized awkwardness in a sense. I'm very strong now. I'm a very powerful horse. You sound better and stronger. I'm a little bit tired right now, so my voice is kind of on the lower end. That's how it'd be. Thank you for all the oats! Thank you! I am in fact a Twitch partner now. I know, I'm hot shit in the stables now, you know, I'm a big horse. It's good you're feeling better, but please don't push yourself. I'm not sick or anything. What are you talking about? I'm okay. Everything's fine. I just don't normally stream on Wednesdays because I have like other stuff I have to do, like usually manager work in the background is what I'll do on Wednesdays and just take the day off. More emotes when? Well, okay, let me explain something to you about VTuber artists and artists in the VTuber sphere. And maybe this is just artists in general. Sometimes when you commission an artist, they'll already have like a fucking wait list that's like a year long. And you don't think about that. Huh. There goes the internet. Why are you guys making fun of me? Why are you guys making fun of me? Oh man. That's unlucky. That's unlucky. The backlog can get pretty long. I don't know why they take commissions if they already have people queued up waiting like a year though. They'll like take the money and then you still have to wait like 8 months and they don't really warn you or anything. I mean, money's great, but like I feel like you're digging yourself a really deep grave if you take commissions that far out. It's pretty bad. I don't know. Maybe I'll just have to commission emotes from someone else. The bottom line is, wait times for art can be a pain. So I try to be more careful now when I'm commissioning art that's a little more time sensitive. Otherwise, I'm just like, you know, you do your thing. You've seen the backlash some artists have gotten. I mean, yeah. It's like a lot of scamming and stuff that happens too, which is really unfortunate. I've only had one artist where it's like, I commissioned them like 6 months out to be super sure that they'd be able to get things done in time. And all they really had was like a bunch of excuses. Apparently everybody's dealt with an artist like that though, you know? Like, I guess this is just a thing. Where, I don't know. I mean, everybody has things going on in life, right? I try to be understanding considering that, but you know, it's a little bit frustrating, and yeah, it's a lot to have to deal with. In that case, I just kind of came up with a backup plan, and I'm like, I don't really trust you to actually stick to your word and get this done on time, so I'm gonna just have a backup plan going on because you kind of broke my timeline really badly, and therefore I do not trust you anymore. A contract with a due date, bro, that's a lot of work. I just like to support artists as much as possible, so I try to be understanding, but eventually I just kind of get pissed off when it's like, you know, they say, oh, I'll give you an update, and then you wait like a week and a half, and they're like, oh yeah, here's the update, and it's like they added a couple lines. I'm like, okay, bro, okay. If something's going on, just tell me to wait longer. Like, just don't do this. Anyway, that's enough of me ranting about that. I was just thinking about it because, like I said, I normally am doing manager work today, so I have to think about this a lot on my off days. It's business, good and bad. I mean, honestly, as much as I am bitching about like one or two particular artists, I work with a lot of artists, like dozens of artists, and it's very uncommon to actually have that issue. It might seem like it's more common based off of the complaints people have on like Twitter and stuff about bad experiences with particular artists, but most artists are pretty good about getting things to you, and they value like customers more than you'd think. So they try to make it so you have a good experience with them, so you'll want to work with them again. It's just like a good business sense, you know? If we know a good artist, should we suggest them? It's fine. I mean, I already have all of the commissions put in, so like there's nothing I can really do about it now. We just have to wait a little bit longer. But if it takes too much longer, then I'll find an alternative and try to get that set up, because I don't like to keep you guys waiting. Especially because I'm pretty sure the emotes were a part of the rewards for my last donathon, so... most usually do half up front and half after done. I know, I just usually pay full up front. Like, if it's an option, I prefer to do it that way. I don't know why. Maybe I'm just a dumbass. Maybe I just trust them too much. I don't know. I don't think becoming a big artist is an excuse to do that stuff. That's, yeah, usually, because your reputation, once it tanks like that, nobody wants to work with you anymore. It's a lot of trust. It's fine, man. It's fine. I should probably get to the PowerPoints now, though. I can get burnt on that. I'm not too worried about it. I'm usually a little bit more careful if it's for, like, bigger pieces and stuff, but Manager Tomoe has been dealing with enough artists by now to where she kind of has a good sense of these things. Is there an update on the Haunts patch? You would have to talk with the people who are handling that. Unfortunately, I'm kind of just like, you know, like a business partner in that sense. I'm not the main person handling that, so I don't actually know what the status is on the merch stuff there. I hear that there was like a lot of delays due to I don't know if it's like order size or what, but like it's quite a handful. It seems like they're trying to get it resolved as quickly as possible, though. I'm sorry for any negative experience you've had, though. I definitely try to keep these things in mind because I want to be able to get things to you guys as quickly as possible myself. Of course, I have to be understanding of my business partner's circumstances as well, but it's, you know, it's a lot. All right, let me actually start presenting now instead of rambling about manager stuff. It's all work at the end of the day. It's a good, you know, it's satisfying to be able to produce good results, but there's a lot that goes on in the background. Such is the life of an indie VTuber. The odds are stacked against us upon occasion, and we have a lot more on our plate, which is kind of stressful some days, but it is what it is. Let's see. Well, it looks like my internet is stable again. That's great, because I was kind of worried after that little thing there. And everyone's, you know, of course you guys were like, "Ah, Tomoe, I thought you said your Wi-Fi was stable." I don't know why it doesn't like this stream in particular. If it does cut out during this, unfortunately there is nothing I can do. I am merely a single woman against, you know, something beyond my control. So, obviously I'll do my best, but I'm not like a wizard or anything. So, you know, I can't manifest working connection. Yes, the odds may be stacked against me, but I do have firearms. That is true. It's like the equivalent of being a hairstylist or a barber. They gotta do a great job or they won't come back. I don't know, man. So many little things that can go wrong. That's why, as I said, when you're planning a project as a VTuber, you have to, like, plan 6 to 8 months in advance. Because you have to have room for people to make mistakes. You have to account for every little thing. Because you don't want to delay a project after promising a deadline to your fans. Or just, like, you know, to keep, like, a good consistent flow of work going. It's a lot to manage. I already have all my plans sorted out for the rest of the year, though. I'll probably start planning for next year around, like, probably around August or so, I guess. Yeah. How do firearms fix Wi-Fi? They just kind of do, man. You're not supposed to ask these questions. It just kind of works. I'm doing okay today. I'm a little out of it, but it's okay. Let's see. Horse hydration 101. We are trying to lead a horse to water, apparently. Let's see how this goes this time. It did not work last time. Maybe it'll work this time. I thought this was like a picture of like the guy holding the hamster in a death grip. You know, that one picture? I see the hand position like that, and that's just where my mind goes to. I don't know, maybe I've lost it. Maybe I have like meme brain rot or something. H2O water is a chemical compound made up of 2 hydrogen atoms and 1 oxygen atom, according to Wikipedia. You're not supposed to cite Wikipedia, but I respect it. 71% of the Earth's surface is covered in this stuff. Only about 1.2% is drinkable. It's a vital resource for all living organisms on the planet. It can't exist in a gas, liquid, or solid form. And some in-betweens. Can be obtained from containers, water infrastructure, or a body of water, and may require to be purified beforehand. I don't know how much water on Earth you can just drink in its natural state. Because, like, even well water can have issues, right? You don't want some weird well parasites. You gotta be careful. You gotta be on top of these things. Obtain the living horse. Why is its neck being gripped like that? Why would anybody hold it like that? There's so much anger expressed in this image. The horse is a mammal belonging to the Equidae family. Okay, horses are not exempt from the mortal ritual of consuming water. Despite the consumption of water having a 100% mortality rate, that is true. If you drink water, you'll die. But if you don't drink water, you'll also die. Is this how to strangle a horse? No, you're trying to help it get hydrated. You can see the fear in its eyes, but that fear is healthy. It needs to be led to a state of acceptance. An adult horse is composed of roughly 70% water. Be careful, they bite. Yeah, you gotta be careful. You know, real risks out here. What the fuck? Attach a lead to a horse. I don't know about this, man. List of materials needed. This reminds me of Minecraft now. Lead rope, halter, gloves, recommended dressage whip, recommended treats, commonly used lengths of rope 8 to 12 feet. Allow for slack, don't let the rope touch the ground. Halter should fit snugly with 2 fingers fit method. Okay, talk to the horse. Let him know the fit is fire. It seems very comforted in this image. Optional, drip or drown. Get your horse some Jordan. How do you get a horse some Jordans though? Would it have to wear 1 per foot? How does that work exactly? Oh, Jiggleborf has given him 1 membership. Thank you for conscripting a horse soldier. Welcome to the UmARMY. PT 0600 or else. Or else. I'm not making bread. No, you don't need to lead a horse this way. You can just ask it to please follow you. Oh, there we go. I'm going the wrong way. Sorry, it's hard to control the PowerPoint. For safety, lead the horse from the left shoulder while holding your rope with your right hand. Allows you to quickly release rope for any reason. Be a Sigma Alpha male man of the relation. What the fuck does that? What is? What? Huh? Huh? The horse should follow you. If all else fails, try to bribe the horse with candy. Avoid lemon flavor. Bro, look. 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 I don't think horses eat candy as treats. I feel like, you know, I understand it's like, you know, they like sugar cubes and stuff, but let's be reasonable here. What is a Sigma? I kind of know what an alpha male is. You know, that's like an older term. That's more so from back in my day, but I don't know what a Sigma male is. Can you turn in your homework late? Of course. My horse had drip from the beginning. What do you do now? I guess it's drip or drown, so your horse is gonna drown. Oh, goodness golly, okay. For safety, lead the horse from the left shoulder, okay. Oh, this was it getting the treat. I don't know, it seemed pretty happy in that photo. Seemed pretty happy. Make the horse drink water. It seems very reluctant, but yeah. Thank you for the subscription gift. Thank you, and welcome to UmARMY. We have horses here. It's true. This is based off of a true story. Try again to make the horse drink water. He does not want to drink the water. He definitely does not want to drink it. From the top, make the horse. Wait, but this is so fucked up. Oh, acceptance. Why does it look like it? Bro, that horse looks traumatized. What? I thought, does it have a beer next to it? Oh, this work leads to lead a horse to water, and the fucker refused to drink. Bitch kicked my ribs and rated my beer for. Yeah, step 4 is probably where you failed. Remember to drink water. I do not wish to drink water. I do not wish to drink water. I do not wish to. I should probably drink some water. I think I'll drink some water. That was a beautiful presentation though, thank you. I'm sorry that a horse destroyed your will to live. You just gotta be careful about these things, man. Nature's metal, and sometimes we're not metal. We're just sheet metal, so a kick from the horse will probably, it'll leave a mark, you know? Eating the container, I don't know, man. I just kind of work here, you know? What the hell? Okay, let's see what the next one is. It's okay. Slowly gathering. What the fuck is this? Huh? Okay, well. This is interesting. This is interesting. Okay. Okay, I don't know what this means, but I never watched this movie before, you know? I don't know what this is. It's a dude in a hat. Why is he wearing a hat? Why does he look so happy? Huh? What does it mean? What does this mean? Oh, it's a nuclear bomb? I don't know if I can show this on a live stream. It's a party. Okay, the party popper. It's a fun and exciting way to spice up any of your upcoming events. Great for events including but not limited to birthdays, graduations, gender reveals, weddings, family gatherings, and funerals. I don't know, these guys, they seem a little bit too happy. I've never seen people this happy at a party before, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I feel like normally in social gatherings, you'll have like some happy people, then some like really depressed people off to the side, and then some dude that's just in their corner on their phone the whole time because they got dragged there against their will. So, you know, it's fair. The fun in the funeral? Oh, no. Funeral, I guess it does have the word fun in it, that's true. But still, you know? Gather the materials. First thing you'll need is some stuff that can really pop. For this, you can either use uranium-235 or plutonium-239. And I guess we're using uranium for this. Okay, cool. How to get uranium-235. Locations where it's found is, Kazakhstan, Canada, and Australia. Where is it exactly? Where do you like dig it up? Is it in your backyard? However, they'll give you uranium-238, and that's still good, so how do we get the good stuff? Spin it to your heart's content until you get U-235. Well, what's separating from it? Is it like an isotope or something? I don't know. Build the darn thing. That is not a party popper. That is... It has a weird aura to it, you know? Now that we have our fun stuff, we just have to get it going. Best way to get that is to connect it with more fun stuff in a closed space. And then you punch it? Enjoy your new favorite party toy. Remember to use responsibility. I am not responsible for any negative consequences. Be sure to like, follow on Twitch, follow on Instagram, comment, subscribe on Twitch, hit that bell icon, join the Discord, and wait, no, not that last part. Well, thank you for the presentation. All right, we have to give an applause after. Thank you. Thank you for your presentation. I don't understand why there's a nuclear bomb included. Thank you for not including instructions on how to make a bomb. I'm actually surprised nobody tried to submit that. But you know what? I'm proud of you for not doing it. I'm gonna just leave it like that. Thank you. Thank you for realizing I can't show illegal things on stream. I don't know. Wait, maybe... I don't know if that's illegal. Wait. Probably illegal. Yeah, probably illegal things. Let's see. What on earth is this? Well, this looks promising. It's very colorful. It is educational. Educational does not always mean you're learning something good, you know? Sometimes science has gone too far. Sometimes the knowledge is cursed, you know? I'm just trying to help you guys here. How to succeed in Contraband police. He's wearing high-vis. I'm sure he has something very important to say. That's usually how this goes. About Contraband police. Take over the duties of a border guard inspector in a communist country of the night. What's with... Why is there so much Russian stuff in my presentations? Why would you guys rather write about communist Russia than send in, like, US stuff, huh? I don't understand! Who the fuck is sending stuff. How dare you? Well, it's okay. I mean, it's confusing, but I guess it's okay. Let's see. Smuggling, corruption, and forgery are the order of the day here. Be vigilant and earn the respect of your superiors. Cool! Shows its development and tags. That's fair. It's absolutely fair. This is an American-only stream. I know, man. People don't get it. Visiting, processing visitors. Thoroughly inspect each visitor and their documents and cargo. Note any discrepancies. I should not play stuff like this. I always end up losing it a little, you know? Complete as many correct inspections as you can. Perfect inspections yield more income. Yeah, usually you don't want to make mistakes. Use perception to help compare information. Limited uses increase with each upgrade to quarters. Correct inspections increase your XP and result in a promotion to a higher rank, which leads to better earnings. At the end of the day, money is deducted from the daily maintenance of the border post and the guard salaries. Why would you have to pay that out of pocket, though? I feel like your employer should be handling that, you know? Why do you need to see what budget? Then you just need to worry about getting your paycheck. You are the definition of I literally just work here. Why does this have anything to do with me? Remaining balance depends on your performance/actions of the day. The in-game currency can be used to purchase tools at Vlad's shop, trade with visitors, and make upgrades to the post. Stronger guards, increased amount of visitors, improved fortifications, etc. If you fall into debt and are unable to earn enough money, the game is over. Finding contraband. Oh! Wait, cigarettes are contraband? Why? Finding all the contraband results in a perfect inspection. Be sure to examine all parts of the vehicle and cargo. If present, find the snake mark indicates hidden contraband. Transport as much contraband as you can to the warehouse at the police station. The more criminals you catch, the more money you'll receive after you've transported them to labor camp. Why are they dressed like mimes? We're French people. I mean, mimes wear like the black and white stripes, right? They just need the hats, the berets. I think that's mime aesthetic, right? I think so. Cause prison gear is orange, unless it's different in Russia. But they really do just look like a pack of mimes right now. A boy band? This is getting more confusing. Mimes can't be criminals. They'd never be able to... Well, actually, no, they couldn't rat each other out because they're silent, right? You could never get a mime to spill the beans about who the accomplice was, so... Maybe there is some logic to this, actually. Be sure to invest in a prison guard to prevent any prisoners from escaping. Upgrade the border post to expand the prison capacity. Yeah, vicious member of... Obernikov's gang will attack you while you're transporting contraband and prisoners or at the border post. Successfully surviving each attack will get you reward money. Just be prepared and armed for one heck of a fight. Why do I have to fight them? I'm just trying to do my job. Interventions at the border post often yield more reward money than ambushes outside the post. Although thwarting ambushes may not seem worthwhile at times, looting the bodies of your enemies may yield more promising rewards. You can always loot the bodies, just treat them like a low-level mob in World of Warcraft and you'll be fine. Do not loot bodies IRL though. It raises a lot of concerns and or questions. You will regret it dearly, most likely. Some visitors will trade with you as indicated by the trading icon. Make sure your trades will be profitable. Prices fluctuate for each visitor. As you trade, numbers aside the items you want to trade will appear. Green, profit made. Red, no profit. Damn, that's a lot of money to lose from a bag of potatoes. Trading outside the post. Sell extra ammo and unwanted weapons at Vlad's shop. Sell extra items to the bartender. Only items obtained from trading or from looting enemy bodies, no contraband. Side missions. Throughout the game, you'll be able to earn extra money from completing extra tasks, such as story/side missions, campaign mode, or daily missions. Inspector mode. Choices matter. In campaign mode, you'll have to make crucial crucial decisions regarding certain visitors. Asking for entry under special circumstances and story missions. Depending on your choice, you might receive a reward, but remember there are consequences! Those are not USD. I don't know, these guys, this is a lot of crime in one game. Are you sure this is okay? Hidden collectibles, find all hidden KGP files and buried money chests. There are 14 KGP files and 8 money chests in total. Explore the map to find those collectibles. And for the money chests, have at least 2 shovels prepared. This is not a buried treasure game, I thought. Most important step, have fun. There's a lot to discover and experience in this game. This man has a One Piece wanted poster. And that guy got ran over. And those guys are frolicking in a field together. And there's a rusty ass car here. And a dude. And a presentation. Thank you. This seems like a fun game. I feel like I just watched a Steam trailer, but like reading it out loud instead, you know? That's how it feels. That's the vibes I got just now. Promising new insert occupation similar. I don't know, how did Sims get so popular? You can have like simulators of like the most mundane thing and people are like, hell yeah. Lawnmower simulator. Fighting the neighbors simulator. Throwing a frisbee for your dog simulator. Yeah, everything has a simulation nowadays. And they're not even always like the best things ever, but sometimes it's enough to live. It's enough to live in that experience, you know? You don't have to worry about the details. You used to have Flight Simulator, then those were huge. Isn't Flight Simulator still a thing? I'm pretty sure that's still a thing, right? You don't like The Sims, maybe so, but I feel like back in the day every kid wanted that ant farm thing. Ant farms aren't a simulator, though. That's like your own ant society. Touching grass simulator. We all know that's not gonna happen. Horses eat grass. I guess by proximity. I mean, fucking... Yes, they eat grass, they touch grass. Horses and grass have a very straightforward relationship. Horse is strong today. It's okay. With each moment, my power grows steadily. I never take medicine that makes you tired before stream. Silly old me. But it's okay. I will approach this with passion and vigor. Not in that particular order. Why is English so hard? I know I say that every day, but it is. More presentations? Yes. Hi, Tomoe. Hi. This is, in fact, the second How to Breathe presentation. I must have made a comment about this. Actually, I vaguely remember one stream. I was like, what if somebody makes a presentation about how to breathe? And now we have a second one, too. Let's see how this goes. That's a pie chart that does not reveal any information in particular. Hello and welcome to my very important slideshow on how to breathe. Today we will be learning how to perform the very sacred and ancient art of breathing. Please follow the steps to the letter, as this is a very dangerous and complex exercise. You lying son of a bitch. Your training will be rigorous and hope may be dim, but fear not. You too will learn how to breathe breaths, but first a few statistics. Statistics on breathing breath! Studies show that 100% of people don't breathe. Yeah, okay. More people need to be aware of how to breathe so we can breathe more breathly, and countless lives will be saved. Okay. Source, breathing scientists at Harvard. I don't trust anything at Harvard. They're always up to no good. They're too smart for their own good. We have to get rid of them. We have to do something. I feel like the how to breathe presentation is made in the same way safety meetings are made. That's right, somebody does some really dumb shit, like things you would assume is like, you know, common sense, right? Like, hey, don't shove your hand in a blender while it's on, right? And then some dumbass shoves their hand in a blender while it's on, and oh, now we have a 5-hour presentation on why you're not supposed to shove your hand in a blender while it's on. Thanks, dude. Very cool. Very, very good. Thank you for wasting all of our time. Life is cruel, man. You now know what's at stake and are ready to start training. Follow me out to the yard and we shall begin. Man who did not breath, he is doomed. Unrelated emoji person. I feel like there's some correlation there. Man who forgot how to breathe, he is doomed, if not more so than the guy in the top right. This breathing thing is pretty cool. I'm gonna become a breatharian now. Don't hold your breath, man. I heard that one's pretty hard to get into. Let's begin. Your first step, young grasshopper. I am in fact a horse, not a grasshopper, but okay. Calm your mind. Imagine yourself somewhere that brings you great joy, such as a calm waterfall, surrounded by lush wildlife tucked away in the heart of a mountain, or a scenic landscape of calming waves on a white sand beach, or a Dave & Buster's. What is a Dave & Buster's? Is that a happy place? Is it truly? What transpires there? Huh. Oh, it's an arcade. Is that this arcade here above my ears? Chuck E. Cheese for adults? I didn't know that was a thing. I didn't know that was a thing! How was I supposed to know that was a thing? That's not common knowledge. Adult Chuck E. Cheese? Does that mean they have like strippers or something? Isn't that what it normally means when they put like adult in front of it? It's like, hey, there's stuff here, unless there's just alcohol or something, which you know. Oh, okay. Okay, that's not how it works. All right. I don't think an arcade needs strippers. That is not a necessary combination. Oh. Okay. They serve beer. Is it good beer at least? Last bit achieved, slowly inhale air through your nose. Focus your mind on the energy of the universe. Use the form I am teaching. Be a light drop of water in a stream of peace, and then, apprentice, you shall find true breath. Golly, this is complicated, isn't it? Next! Breathe out. Slow. Deliberate. Tactful. The exhale is just as important. A combination of skill, timing, and sheer willpower is the difference between a weak, pathetic, not cool exhale with an epic, awesome, very cool indeed exhale. Good, you are learning fast, grasshopper. Perhaps in a few years you may surpass me with the skill, but until then, let's move on to the intermediary. Wait, what's that sound? The exhale just reminds me of, you know, like, when you have like a dog laying on the couch and it just randomly sighs really loudly. Those are the master of the exhales. They act like they're the ones with the fucking 9-to-5 job and they have to worry about like rent and car repairs and stuff. I feel like they're the ones with the chip on their shoulder, you know? It's just something to bear in mind. Not understanding, full buffoon, even lack of Costco samples. The Rock understanding. Proper technique, winner, cool person, many Costco samples at his disposal. He's got his priorities straight, I suppose. Oh shit! Sorry, I got scared from the music. Evil Lord of Not Breathing. And I sense the despicable practice of breathing here. I will destroy your soul. What, huh? We need to get out of what's going on here? Click to add text. Cool! We're on the right track. In here, how is this turning to like a game dialogue? We should be safe in here, and there's no way you're gonna follow us with how fast those gifts were moving. It's my bad. What the fuck? Why is there so much music? I don't want to get a copyright strike. What are you doing? Why would you do this? Someone hold him off. Breathe. Just breathe. Next generation, worlds from evil. You're the chosen one. Just run. Okay. That's the evil Dark Lord. Is all hope lost? Okay. Okay. You can't hear it. Okay, that's good. That's good. I'm sorry. I should not have panicked then. My bad. There is music in my head. There was definitely music in my head. So you find yourself alone. After running for what felt like hours, you find yourself on a deserted, dead end. Is this a fucking D&D campaign now? Before you can even take a breather, you hear a noise behind you. And now I shall strike you down, puny student, just like your master. And breathing will be no more. On this day, I am victorious. You see him raise his mighty sword and you force your eyes shut, your light flashing before you await your impending doom. Where did it all go wrong? No! An ethereal voice calls out to you, student, do not give— what the fuck is this? I'm losing brain cells rapidly. Don't, did you make this while sober? If so, I am impressed. I am impressed. And so you steel yourself with a calm mind, strong resolve, and a pure heart. You take a breath, a slow breath out. No! The perfect breath! How can this be? I don't want to disintegrate. No! Oh. Chat's reaction. He's no longer alive, okay. And these are all the horses and the people watching, yes. I guess it was the good ending. And thus the day was saved. Having learned to perfect the art of breathing, you set out to share your findings and restore hope to the world, returning your army in triumph. Returning to your army in triumph. The world at long last could take a breath. Huh. What just happened? What just happened? What just happened? Battle Ranger has an out, good scream, 10 out of 10. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Absolute cinema. I think I just shed a tear just now, you know? That shit went crazy. How many pipe bomb tutorials get rejected? Surprisingly, none. There was a startling lack of pipe bomb tutorials in these submissions. Well, I think that goes on the list of that just happened. That just happened. What is this? What is this? Okay. Okay, it was— oh, okay, let's see. Next PowerPoint presentation. How to write in Baybayin. A guide by a certain shower guy. Oh, there you go. Now it's visible. Now I pressed the right button. There we go. I don't know what this is. It looks complicated. Introduction. Have you ever wanted to confuse your friends, family, and maybe even your enemies? Try a whole new way of writing so you can be some cool guy / gal who sends messages in a mysterious way, or assess your dominance over the UMARMY, especially those hailing from a certain tropical country referred to as the worst place to be isekai'd to. I don't know what that means. If yes, this slide is for you. I'm just a horse, but I'll help people learn. Alibaba, it's a script. Oh, that's duct tape. That is definitely duct tape. It is a writing system from pre-Hispanic, before Spanish occupation, Philippines. Was thought to have had many variations across the country. Nowadays, the current script / characters used are based on Tagalog, Baybayin, it's like Japanese hiragana, but for the old Filipinos. Oh, it's so complicated! It means to be transported there. Text. Letters. What do they mean, though? It's complicated. 2 ways to write. It's pre-Hispanic traditional classic method. Modernized was modified by Spanish friars. Let's go for both, shall we? Pre-Hispanic, Baybayin. Let's go over the 3 characters. There are only 3 vowels. Ah. Yeah. Ah. I think I pronounced those properly, right? I announced it. It's okay. It's not a word I hear. It's not a word I hear often. So if I pronounce something wrong, I probably have not heard it pronounced in a long time. I have an old dusty brain, you know. I apologize. I apologize. It is not my intent to mess up. Notes in writing, there were no spaces between words, so words would run together similar to Japanese. To separate sentences, 2 lines were used like how we use periods today. Like that. It's kind of how I put my name in the title, that makes sense. What do you mean, sure? Why do you doubt me? I'm not a bad horse. I have good intent. The following consonants go as ba, ka, da, ga, ha, ba, ba. There's so many. Well, it's not like one sound. They're all combinations. Huh? Notes D and R are the same syllable while NG had its own symbol away from N and G. Okay. In the case of consonants, if you want to write them with an E-I sound, you add a small mark above this. Oh, it's like how those one European letters have the things over them, like the ones with the hats and stuff. Above the symbol, and for the O-U sound, put it below the symbol. Good golly. You don't end your sentences in standalone consonants in this writing. So let's say you want to write your name. It's my name! But it looks complicated. It is my name. Today we're learning how to speak horse, but with accents on our letters. America's doesn't have accents. And then the modernized version, same as before with additions, to allow standalone consonants, a cross plus was added below the symbol to negate the vowel sounds. As a result, we have this. Huh? Why? Notes with this version, space between words are now applied as the conventional version to write things in today. Important things to note, since you're still limited to the consonants present in this script, it's best to translate text to be based on how they are pronounced and not on how they are spelled, especially when dealing with letters like C, J, V, X, or Z. Use native equivalents such as S, K, C, D, Y, H, J, B, V, K, S for X, and S for Z. Here are some examples. I don't know how well I understand this. It takes me a while to learn these things. I'm not much of a languager, you know? It's hard. When you're in the shower, when you forget a towel again, when you accidentally watch who watches the news in the shower? Unless that's like you go into the shower after you watch the news. Knows English and horse is a lot. I put it on my resume. I think I'll get hired in at least one place. Hope you enjoyed this presentation. I did. I like the squiggles. They're informative squiggles. Super last minute, but it's been banging in my head for a while, and I wanted to share something from my side of the world. Much love. And hope you can try this for yourself. Thank you. I'm sorry for getting so confused. I can barely English properly, as you can probably tell. You know, thank you, though. Thank you. This was a very unique subject. I appreciate it. Thank you. Happy horse. The horse is happy. You never know what you're gonna get with these submissions, these PowerPoints. It's like creative freedom run rampant and whatnot. This one's illegal. It's another crime. Can't do that one. Can't talk about that on the stream. All right, let's say this one's not illegal. All right, let's do this one. That's not a crime. That's good. Let me pull it up here. How to troubleshoot Windows. Sorry, Mac OS and Linux users. I don't know anybody who uses those. So this is fine. Windows is where it's at. If you don't have a window, you'll live in the darkness. Step 0, remember the difference between slides and PowerPoint. This is very simple. Just remember that Google Slides and Microsoft PowerPoint are two different products. It's not Google PowerPoint, nor is it Microsoft Slides. Yes, I know it's annoying, but I had to. It's just so hard to resist the urge to correct me, isn't it? You sassy motherfuckers. So be it. I will accept defeat. Nobody corrected me last time. Maybe I worded it differently last time. But I've been corrected several times on this by now. Don't worry. I get the message. I won't make the same mistake. I usually do not repeat my mistakes. You made Microsoft PowerPoint Twitter person sad. They'll be fine. They'll get over it. I don't like using Microsoft PowerPoint because Microsoft products are a bitch to activate and use properly, so I never set up Microsoft on my computer properly. That, and I didn't want to download stuff. I don't trust someone to not try and send some weird shit. So I was like, I'm gonna just keep this like straightforward so that I don't like put some weird thing on my computer, just to be safe, you know, just to be extra paranoid. The truth stands tall against your tier. What did I do? If possible, restart the program. If not, Google it. Most of the time, issues with a specific program. Oh, they are with a specific program, yes. So restart if you can. If you still have an issue after restarting, Google the issue. Make sure to use keywords only if you don't already do that. If the issue is with the device, unplug it and plug it back in again if you can. I feel like this is how most tech support calls go. If you still have an issue after that, best to actually get with someone who has the necessary tools to fix any driver issues, then mess around with them yourself or spend an hour and a half on customer support on something, you know. Now look on Google, check your task manager and event log. This one isn't as self-explanatory, so here's a quick explanation. Press Ctrl, push Shift plus Escape to open the task manager. Check the first group apps for anything that seems unusual, since malware could be causing the issue. Another strange in task manager. Here's a long-winded way to check if anything is up with Windows itself. Press the Windows and R key to open the run pop-up. Enter CMD. Then press Ctrl plus Shift plus Enter to open it as administrator. Type the event VWR, then press Enter. They should be a custom views folder on the next screen. Enter that, then open the administrative events view that should show to see any errors that recently happened. If any errors do show, once again, find an actual IT professional. Unless you are qualified to avoid learning things instead of just things. And I'm not sure if I'm using those acronyms. I don't know what those acronyms mean. I'm a little slow sometimes. Why? Still no issue found. Check for corrupted files in Windows. Still haven't found an issue? Well, either you're doing stuff wrong or this is a harder to find issue. There are 3 commands you can use here. SFC, scan now, DISM, online, clean up image, restore health, or check disk, followed by the letter of the drive you want to check for errors, and /F, such as check disk C, :/F. I understand the mission. I don't know if I'm strong enough to follow through. If you still haven't found someone qualified in IT, either find one or try and work out which to use first. If the issue seems to be related to files, use check disk first. Otherwise, use SFC first. And only use DISM if SFC isn't working. Step 4, find an IT professional. Professional. Still have an issue? Yeah, just find an professional. How do you even know how to troubleshoot so much? Where do you even learn how to do all the other stuff? That's my question. Like, You don't just know how to enter in commands and stuff off the top of your head, do you? Because I only ever just check Task Manager or restart my computer repeatedly to try and fix it. If it's anything beyond that, and Google can't help, you're kind of shit out of luck at that point, you know? But what if you do? Aw, golly, I don't know, man. He's an IT professional. IT pros do. How do they know all this, though? Where do they amass that wisdom at? Are they used to dealing with, like, really dense people who don't know how to do, like, the simple stuff? Like, people who get stuck on not even knowing just restarting their computer can fix things? Or that they have something open that's, like, taking up a lot of the computer's attention. Like, if you're having your computer freeze up and then you open Task Manager and something is, like, it's like lit up as red. It's like this thing is it's causing your computer to like go into a state of shock effectively. Like, maybe closing that would help. No, that's not the thought that crosses their mind. They're like, oh golly, my computer is broke. What do I do? Computer issues are very confusing though. It's just, you know, it seems stressful having to deal with people like that, but I guess some people never really got the basics down, so that's why we have the IT people, because they know the simple and the complicated stuff. It's like trying to help like an old lady figure out how to use a computer. And even though I'm 123, you know, I know a thing or two, okay? At least enough to get by with a personal computer. I can't help you anymore since I don't know exactly the hardware and such of the computer is an issue. It's not correct as far as I know, so it is best to get an IT professional help you at step 2. Oh, this was the last slide! Where do you find an IT professional? Should you, like, throw up a Craigslist ad or something? Like, searching for IT professional, please help. And then you write a description of the issue. And yeah. I do know a thing or two. It's fine. I'm no professional, but, you know, I can at least restart a computer, you know? That solves most of my computer issues. Go on your computer that isn't working and look for an IT professional. You know what? Maybe that will do the trick. Maybe that is the hidden recipe here for success. Thank you for the presentation, though. Basic troubleshooting is very important, because, like, it affects everybody that has a PC. Especially the people who are too stubborn to get a PC until much later, and then they realize having a PC kind of is just super convenient in this day and age. It always surprises me to run into someone who doesn't have a computer. I'm like, why? Why? It's helpful! This is it's not a personal attack, I swear. It's confusing. I don't know. Maybe it's because I always had a computer growing up, you know? Like, I've always had the internet access and whatnot. I don't know how to go without it. Well, I guess before, you know, before modern horse times, we had to deal with that. Oh, here we go. Hold on. New presentation. Let's see. Yay! Here you go. Forging a cavalry saber. Cavalry. English. Cavalry. I don't know if I'm messing up now. That is definitely a saber, though. It's very badass. Hardwood floor. That looks like real hardwood. That doesn't look like the fake hardwood. But then you have to worry about, like, animal claws scratching it up and stuff. Cavalry. Okay, I think my brain was confused because of how it was spelled here. I'm like, wait a minute. Wait a damn minute. Have I been living a lie? How do you play Command and Conquer games without a PC? Maybe you have like a really strong stream deck. Steel selection! You can just buy steel online? What is steel? Oh, that one's sold out. Maybe it got stolen. A long blade is subject to extreme forces in its use and requires heightened toughness to survive. It's like me, for real. A quality carbon steel such as 80 CRV2 should be selected for its durability over edge retention qualities. How do you just know all these things? Why is this one kind of green? How did that happen? Oh, they're all different colors. It's the steel house. Wait, that's in-house steel knife? That's a pretty good price for a knife. Oh, I wonder why that one sold out. Maybe that's the real good stuff. Grind in the fuller. Oh, this is a true workstation. It has workstation vibes to it. Grinding the fuller before shaping the blade will save much time and headaches. Slow and steady is the way. Rushing will only result in a ruined blade before it even takes shape. It's like it's like getting stopped before you even take the first step, you know? What do all these tools do? There's so many. There's so many. They're everywhere. Oh, you know damn well there's got to be some spiders hiding around in here. This is like the sort of atmosphere where you like lift something up and find cobwebs, and there's just a spider with like a couple egg sacs in there, and like they're like the old egg sacs, so they're all spiky and stuff. But you find one that's like relatively new, and you're like, well, hello there, buddy. How you doing? Well, forging a whole blade is fun. There's far more risk of damaging the steel's integrity. Thus, we'll only hammer out the tip and grip to get a little more length and save ourselves from grinding. So this is like it's an early stage blade. Oh, how much force do you have to swing the hammer down with though? How easily does it bend? How is it hard to get it in shape? And like that seems scary doing that without gloves on, because that's like glowing, right? That's like it's glowing red, and your hand is like right there. That's dangerous. That's risky. You gotta be careful. Now it's time to grind and grind and grind. This is probably gonna take a long time. We're hogging out probably 3 pounds of steel. Oh, why is the yellow? Wait, why is the center yellow? Leave just enough material to remove imperfections after hardening the blade. Oh, it's cooking. Normalize at 1,550 to 1,650 Fahrenheit for 10 to 15 minutes and air cool. I haven't seen temperatures like that since I owned a kiln, bro. What the hell? Although I never wanted to like, I couldn't be in the room while it was running because the fumes are very dangerous, so you have to ventilate the space. But this is outdoors, so I guess it's probably a lot different. I've been working with metal for almost 10 years now. Machinist stuff mainly. Why are there so many different types? Is it all specialized to like very, very particular things? Like you gotta, well, I guess there's like qualities to it, right? And you just have to know the differences for your particular project. Like if you, this is the small things, I would assume. It's usually how specialty stuff goes. It rolls off my head a lot. I used to own a kiln. I don't own one anymore. Austentatize hardened temp at 1,525 Fahrenheit for 10 to 15 minutes depending on stock thickness. Quench and oil. Canola works as well. Is it canola? Isn't that for like cooking or something? Temper at 500 Fahrenheit to restore a springy durability. It has to shift so much. Refinish the blade up to at least 600 grit. Fabricate a sweet basket hilt. This was a lot of random trial and error, so not much I can suggest. And yet it turned out magnificent. It looks like part of one of those like really fancy fence posts, you know? And you can just like attach it. How do you attach it on there though? How do you get it to stay into place? How many of you guys know how to weld, by the way? Welding just seems like a useful life skill for like attaching one metal to another part. It's like you never know when you'll need that skill. And I wish I knew how to weld. I really want to learn, but I don't really know how to do it. I feel like I'd have to go to like, is that like a trade school thing, or is there like classes you can take? I don't know. But I would love to learn. I think that would be a lot of fun. Sew up a velour pad to protect the hand from rubbing against the guard, and 4 pure style points. I don't know how to sew. Ah. Lock in the pad by epoxy gluing your hand to slabs of choice with cute haunts themed mosaic pins. Oh, they are there's horses on them. I didn't even see that. Oh. Trade school usually? Oh. I need this skill in my life. Sand and polish up the grip and blade, then enjoy your horse girl sword. Holy cow. It's posed so perfect. That pad looks really soft, honestly. Like, that just looks comfortable to hold. It looks so comfortable. Although, like, does that get in the way of your hand? The side part there? Or at least you can just, like, rotate it around a little bit. Oh. It has a nice glint. What is, what's the little parts around here? Why are they notched like that? Why? Is there a particular reason? I feel like I've seen that on a lot of swords, but I never understood why. Maybe I'm missing something essential here. I don't know. The serrated part, yeah. Yeah. The serrated part, it looks very deliberate. Why'd you kill a cabbage? Wait, you can just slice it open? Is it that sharp? Wait, is that iceberg lettuce or is that a cabbage? I think that's cabbage. I'm pretty sure that's cabbage. Oh, it's a horse! I haven't finished cooking yet. I still have to get these beautiful designs laser etched onto some Damascus plates that will truly finish off this awesome project. Many praises and thanks to Cinna for these turbo sweet designs. I have to provide apologies for delaying the sword's completion for way too long. No excuses. I just thought, no, it's okay. It seems really complicated, and honestly, it's been cool to see it come along slowly. Oh, okay, so it does have an exact purpose. This is badass though. It makes me think maybe I can be this cool. I gotta apply myself, you know, I gotta try a little bit harder. Be the horse girl worthy of the blade you wield. It is a badass sword. And apparently it's very useful for destroying cabbages, that's great. I mean, it looked like the cabbage was like kind of going, I don't know, there's some brown patches on it, so maybe the cabbage was going bad anyway. Oh. Cabbage, very easy to cut. Not to be mistaken with like human flesh or anything. Although I imagine that'd be a little bit harder to test. Thank you! Thank you for the presentation though. It was pretty interesting to see the process. I don't know much about like bladesmith stuff, but it's really fun and relaxing to watch. Even if it just seems like it would be a lot of trial and error for a lot of the stuff. Oh. We're horsing around, but we're winning. Absolutely winning today. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Hold on. Okay. Next presentation. Thank you, class. Thank you. Thank you for the vote of confidence. It is fun trial and error, that's true. Alright. Ladies and gentlemen! How to program or patch a synthesizer. I don't know what it means, but let's go into it. Oh, you destroyed a fresh cabbage for that? Damn, bro. Poor cabbage. A synthesizer. It's an electronic musical instrument that creates audio signals rather than sound waves, like a typical musical instrument. Synthesizers can be analog, working with real-deal voltage, digital, working through codes and algorithms, or analog model digital, using code to simulate real-deal voltages. All three can take physical form and hardware, but only the last two can be adapted to a software on your computer. The first modern synthesizer was invented by Robert Mode. Oh, Mode. How is that pronounced Mode? What? In 1964. While not the first overall, it pioneered many technologies such as voltage-controlled oscillators, envelopes, noise generations, filters, and even sequencers. What? Synthesis is at its heart Fourier transformation using sine waves to make more complex. There are 3 types of synthesis used by instruments. Additive synthesis is practically limited. Subtractive synthesis, typical. This just reminds me of science class, looking at the waves and stuff. Oh, mode. Okay. Wave indeed. Wave indeed. FM, frequency modulation. Cold sound, good for bells. The first synthesis were subtractive, but as digital synthesizers became more capable, FM synthesis also became widely used. We'll be focusing on subtractive synthesis today. It is a type of synthesis that involves the removal or subtraction of frequencies by using filters. Subtractive synthesis starts with a waveform that is already complex, usually sawtooth, triangle, or square waves. Filters strip away the harmonies of these complex waves, a process that brings them closer to a pure tone or single frequency, a sine wave. You can use various types of filters, the most common being low pass and high pass. These remove higher or low frequencies respectively by letting the low frequencies pass through the filter. Destroying sound one step at a time. Hi, Tomoe. Good evening. Hi. Generally, analog synths are considered the best sounding when it comes to subtractive synthesis due to the inherent instability of actual voltages in hardware, which programs and GUIs, which will be modeled off of. You can use either modular or normal synthesizers. What the fuck? Why is that so complicated? Oh, this one's simpler. It's got that old-timey aesthetic to it. In modular synthesis, you must route the audio voltage signal through your modules manually. This allows for more freedom in sound design, but takes more time and knowledge to do. The first synthesizers were all module. In a normal synthesizer, the audio signal follows a single path which cannot be altered. Signal path in a subtractive synthesizer, the audio path typically follows this progression. Voltage-controlled oscillators, VCO, mixer, filter, VCF, amplifier, VCA, VCO, M, VCF, VCA. It looks like a chemical formula. This is definitely some sound science, you know? Each of these modules are tweakable and may be used to automatically change modulated by other modules. For example, most synthesizers will have one or more low-frequency oscillators below hearing range and envelope generators. How many of these modules your synth have may vary. Every time I look at this, I never understand like what all these things. It's like when you're a kid and you look at algebra for the first time and you're like, why are there letters in my mathematics? But then when you understand, it's like, oh, that's why there's letters in my mathematics. How are you still like that? It's easy. It's just substitution and stuff, you know? Master tune, LFO, oscillators, oscillator tune, waveforms. Oh, I guess they are all clearly labeled, huh? Volume mixer, noise generator, low pass filter, envelope, amplitude, envelope, volume mount. Choose your oscillator waveform. Oscillators can vary in what waves they generate and how exactly they generate them, but the typical subtractive synthesizer will have at least 3 base waveforms. Triangle, sawtooth, and square! Those are easy to visualize, at least. Some synthesizers are stepped, I don't know what the actual term is, meaning you can only switch between those waveforms. Others are continuous, where you can fade and morph between waveforms, allowing for more sonic control. Yeah, that's how they look. That is definitely sciencey. Be aware that these are not the only waves that you can produce on a synthesizer. Other ways include shark tooth, reverse sawtooth, or super saw. It's cutting through everything! It is waving aggressively! Like my ears just now. In analog synthesis, wait, why is this step 1? Oscillators are voltage controlled, meaning the voltage passed into the oscillator is what determines its frequency and pitch. By convention, these are volt per octave V over oct, meaning with every 1 V change, the octave of the note plays goes up by 1. However, comma, an older method sometimes still used, namely by MS-20 clones or some modular synthesizers, is hertz per volt, HZ over V. For every octave the note increases, this voltage doubles. This obviously requires more power, and this is not very common. Just the envelope. Envelopes, or ADSR, are typically composed of 4 stages. Attack! Or length of time to reach maximum volume. Decay, or length of time to go between maximum and sustained volume. Sustain value, which is held until key is released. Release! Time to go. So sustained attack value of. It all kind of makes it makes sense, but it's like, you have to know how to adjust all of these to get the exact sound you're looking for. This is giving me PTSD from my Navy electrician's mate training. It's not that bad, it's just simple sound science. Although it looks like something you would have homework on, that is true. Envelopes can be used to automate or modulate things like filter and most importantly the volume. This is like the type of stuff you have to know if you're like setting up audio settings and you want it to like stop doing a particular thing, you know? Like you wanna fine tune it so that you don't sound like dog water when you're trying to record stuff and whatnot. Let's say you want to make a sound that takes a long time to get loud, you would make the attack longer, adjusting the decay by making it short, as well as a short attack is good for bell sounds, especially with a long release. I guess maybe that's like an echo or something? Adjust your filter cutoff. Filters will cut out either the high or low end of an audio signal. Set the cutoff point to where you want it, measured in HZ or hertz or kilohertz. I don't know why I'm saying it like that. I never used that training and they never told me why I had to do it. Isn't that most military training? Like a lot of it's really outdated and you like learn it and they tell you that you're not going to have to use it while you're learning it usually. Or at least that's what happened with my training. Like, here's the stuff you need to know. By the way, you're not gonna need any of this, but we have to teach you it. You'll figure things out when you actually have to go do your job. And I'm just like, cool. Sounds good to me, I guess. If you want, you can add resonance, a volume boost at the cutoff frequency, adding an interesting tone to your sound. Filters can be modulated by a separate envelope. This is good for sweeps, brass sounds, or pulsing basses. That's it. These are all the concepts that go into basic subtractive synthesis. There are further concepts such as ring modulation, pulse width modulation, filter, slope, polarity, etc. Unfortunately, due to the limitations of not having a video to share, you will have to learn through doing. All these knobs you see on synthesizers control one of the concepts you just learned. By manipulating any of these variables, you'll start making interesting sounds. The easiest way to get good sounds are from subtractive synthesizers. Okay, bye. Oh yeah, they're also called patches because you have to use patch synthesizers with cables like an old school phone operator. Pigboard. References myself. My only complaint is that there weren't more pictures, but there was definitely a lot of knowledge there. There's definitely a lot of knowledge. It's like a lot of tweaking things until you get the right sound. Just brute force it to work the way we want. Eventually, through enough brute force, it does work out. Guys have to use bayonet. Damn, I didn't know people still had to train bayonet. That's It's easier than it sounds. Is that like a pun there? Is pun intended? 32-bit processing was the cutting edge of modern computers. We have moved forward. You know, at one point that knowledge was up to date. But now you're getting now they're just kind of messing with you a little bit, you know? Just pulling your leg a little bit. Let's see, what is this? What is this one? Oh, this one seems pretty straightforward. Let's go into the next PowerPoint. How to create a simple constructed language. I have a good feeling about this one, champ. Pick your sounds. Why are there so many options? I'm horrible at making decisions. You know, I have a question, right? When you guys ask somebody like where they want to go to get food, like at lunchtime, do you actually expect them to have an answer, or is it just like a polite question? Because I am, in fact, very indecisive. It's like, oh, you want to do this? You want to go here? You want to... What are we doing, guy? What's up, gang? What are we doing? I don't know. I'm just here, you know? I'm just here. I'm very indecisive. Very indecisive. I usually don't care. Says polite both. Okay, well, you know, there's never any pressure, at least. Hi, we're learning about language. The only language I'm truly proficient in is violence, which is not true, actually. I'm a gentle horse. For simplicity, we'll use consonants that can be found in English. B, C, H, D, D, H, C, H in that, F, G, H, J, K, K, H, C, H in Scottish, lock, or Spanish, J, L, M, N, N, G, P, R, S, S, H, T, T, H, V, W, Y, Z, Z, H, French, C, J? Is that how that works? We'll also be using 5 syllable vowels, A, E, I, O, U. All like in Spanish. Syllable structure. Syllables will be CVC, meaning that it must have a vowel and can be an optional consonant on either side. Exceptions. H, Y, W can't appear. Is this how it feels learning English for the first time? I haven't learned a language in so long, I forgot there's like rules to it and stuff, but like, you use them enough and you don't even think about it anymore. But then I hear from like bilingual people that they can think in multiple languages, and I'm like, how does that work? How does your brain work like that? NG can't appear at the start of a syllable. Okay. Grammar. Word order will be the same as in English. Plurals will be represented with the suffix it. Oh. It really is that easy to make a language, I guess. Just cat, and then you add it at the end, and it's multiple cats. Verb tense, present, none. Oh. This hurts my brain just looking at it. That's not an English word right there. I definitely could not pronounce that. I tried. Oh. Step 4, lexicon, the longest step, creating words. You should create words as they are needed. This can be an ongoing process. This language will not have the words the or a. How do you make a language without the or a? I think this is like teaching you how to make a language. Evolution. You can simulate how your language will evolve over time in terms of sound and grammar. This changes you make should be realistic. There are resources you can use to see how natural languages have evolved. For the sake of simplicity, we will not be evolving this language. This is how they speak Simish, the Sim language. Simish. I forget what it's called, but it's the Sim jargon and whatnot, the lingo in there. Simple tenses. I don't understand. I don't understand. Tomoe will be president. That's pretty easy to understand. I don't know, because some languages have like weird sentence structures, but this seems very straightforward. Other. You can also create a language derived from a natural language, in which case you can skip steps 1 through 4 mostly. Step 5 then becomes the only step you need to do. It was evolution! You'll have to look into the base language if this is what you want to do. This is my preferred method, as most of the work now lies in the evolution. Additional. If you're interested in creating your own language, I'd recommend watching How to Make a Language series by Baybayin on YouTube. You can also check out the video by Wired with David J. Peterson, the inventor of Dothraki from Game of Thrones. I forgot about that. I kind of just wiped Game of Thrones from my memory. Yeah, that makes sense. This is linguistics, yes. We are learning about language. Today's episode, at least. Resource I like to use to create my languages is Con Workshop. You can check out my profile there to see the languages I made. Pejoradish is the one I worked on the most. You just make languages as a hobby? I honestly never thought about it before. Maybe it's because I'm like, I don't know, I already struggle with talking enough sometimes, so I never thought about learning another language. I haven't done a stream for language in a while. I did that one Spanish speaking stream, and since then, well, I was trying to learn basic Spanish, right? It gets really embarrassing though, trying to pronounce stuff. Need another Spanish. You know what? The people who could speak Spanish were not upset by my stream that time, so maybe it'd be okay to do it another time. It's just embarrassing. It's just a little embarrassing. But you know what? Duolingo is a fun tool to use. I guess it wouldn't really work with made-up languages, but either way, thank you for the presentation. It is appreciated. Horse language? You know how it is, bro. You know how it is. Let's see. What else can I present? I think there are some other ones that are in here. Oh! Nyaru! Thank you! Hi! Thank you for the raid. Oh, on both sides. I'm currently going over PowerPoints that were submitted. There's supposed to be how-tos, so you know. Oh, goodness gracious. Wait a minute, what is this? What is this? Hold on. Wait, hold on. Okay, I know this looks bad, but there's more to this. Hold on, this is the next presentation. By the way, hi, I'm Tomoe. I'm a horse, I'm a horse girl. This is just the title slide. I made sure this was it looks bad, but it's not. No. Oh goodness. No, this is not it. Look, here's the real title slide. Okay, here we go. Look, a presentation on Warhammer. There we go. See? There was an actual meth PowerPoint in there though, but I'm not going over the meth PowerPoint. I don't think that slide was there last time. We're not cooking anything. It's just Warhammer information. Yeah, cause oh, it was there. Okay. Hi. Yes, hello. Hi. Yeah, so we finished all the how-tos, so I'm just going over it. There's like 3 that were submitted that weren't how-tos, but I'll still go over them. Goodness gracious. Why would you make that the title slide, man? I'm sorry you guys had to see that. I promise I'm not going to teach you about how to do illegal activities on stream. This is a good old, it's a good old classic horse experience, man. We're not up to any mischief today. This is all within the rules and regulations of the stream services and whatnot. Thank you. Not off streams either. No, on stream, off stream. We're not gonna do that. Here in the UMARMY, we never horse around. Maybe a little bit of horsing around. Oh yeah, Warhammer has a lot of color. Background. Tabletop war game. First came, is that what it was called? Tabletop, where is that? Tabletop word game. First came out in the 80s, now has many books and games. But how many is the question? How many? Setting is our universe, nearly 40,000 years in the future. Oh, Oh! Is that why it's called Warhammer 40k? I always wondered what the 40k part was for. That makes a lot of sense. Encompasses our entire galaxy, involving several factions and races. Enjoy building an army of little dudes, or a lamaux, or women, I guess. This presentation will briefly go over the various races / factions. Currently 338 books. You can make like a whole library, like a little library about that. Actually, I don't know how many books the average bookshelf holds, but you know. There's also Warhammer Fantasy. I wonder if this goes over both of them. What's the difference between Fantasy and 40k again? At some point... Oh, this is the Imperium of Man. At some point in human history, mankind had colonized the galaxy but got separated from each other due to an event known as the Age of Strife. It is led by their lord, known as the Emperor of Mankind. He reunited mankind and sought to have the entire galaxy under humanity's control. Now is in between life and death, resting on the Golden Throne. In the aftermath of Horus Heresy, is worshipped as a god. Any other is heresy. Has many different groups that all fight in the name of the Imperium. Oh, I remember this. This is the human-friendly, in quotation marks, faction. All fantasy is set in a medieval fantasy world with elves and orcs. 40k is in space. So it's like whatever your preference is. Although I guess there's probably people who vibe with both. Astra Militarum are just regular ass dudes and women equipped with laser guns, also known as a flashlight. I don't think a flashlight's enough to deal with the horrors of the galaxy to defend humanity, but that's just, you know, that's just yeah. Well, by friendly, it was explained to me that it's like the people who hate humans the least, so it's like friendly by proxy, you know, like by process of elimination friendly. Use its sheer amount of numbers to win battles, throw bodies at it until it's dead, draws their numbers from all the planets under the Imperium's control as a type. They even have cavalry units. Those are in fact horses. Why do they have spears on horses? How do you spear someone from horseback? Adeptus Mechanicus. It all has Latin-y vibes. But that's how you know it's hardcore. Latin stuff is usually pretty hardcore. Are basically a religion that reveres knowledge and seek out to uncover the secrets of knowledge of the technology lost during the Age of Strife. Above all, they worship an entity known as the Omniziah, or the Machine God. I remember this part. Believe the Emperor of Mankind is an aspect / shard of the Omniziah's true nature, are responsible for making all of the weapons, vehicles, armor that the Imperium relies on. So basically they're like tech nerds, kinda. But like it's a society. Mechanical adepts. That makes sense. That's okay. Now the Latin makes sense. They also create the giant war machines known as Titans. How giant are they though? How big are the war machines? To them flesh is weak, so they augment their human bodies to the point beyond human recognition. That's a lot of cogs and gears and whatnot. There is no truth in flesh, only betrayal. There's no strength in flesh, only weakness. There is no constancy in flesh, only decay. There's no certainty in flesh but death. That's kind of that's deep, bro. Oh, they're big. Okay, it's just like unfathomably large titans. Okay. Greetings, fellow Americans. Hello there, fellow American. Hi. I can only wave with my ears right now. Multiple stories tall, like a couple books. The poster boys of the franchise are the Space Marine, the Adeptus Astartes. Okay. Are humans that have been genetically altered to become transhuman. Not everyone can become a Space Marine. So it's like the Halo dudes. Right? Yeah, those guys are special too. I don't know who's stronger though, the Halo dudes or the Space Marines. There are thousands of different chapters of Space Marines, each with their own specialized style of combat. Each one can trace their gene seed, thing that's given, which allows humans to become a Space Marine to a Primarch. There are Not 20, but 18 Primarchs, and they're basically the Emperor's sons. They'll half-turn traitors in the Horus Heresy event. My favorite Primarch, Vulcan. Big, friendly, relative to his brothers, dude with the green... Oh! Green's a nice color. It's a happy color. Maybe that's just because I like green decks and Magic, but, you know. That's neither here nor there. Space Marines are stronger? Ah, so they are better than the Spartans. Okay. Horse Heresy. There's no Horse Heresy! Adeptus Custodes, formerly known as the 10,000. I wonder how many of them there are. Informally, okay, so they are the Emperor's personal legion / bodyguard and are stronger than Space Marines. They simply stay on Terra, Earth. Occasionally, though, a handful or so are given special missions and sent elsewhere. Oh. I do play Magic. I only know how to play Commander, though. But it's a fun game. It's pretty fun. Chaos. There exists another dimension alongside our own, known as the Materium or the Warp. Everything has an easier to pronounce name. I appreciate that part, at least. It's full of psychic energy, and mankind uses it to travel through space quickly. Humans, referred to as psychers, can tap into it and manifest magical powers. It's inhabited by demons, and chaos gods that trick others into being their pawns. 4 chaos gods. Core is about war, conquest, combat, and bloodshed. Blood for the blood god. Okay. That seems familiar. Slanesh loves excess of pleasure, not only sexual hedonism, pain, decadence, perfection. Governance over change and evolution, all about being a tricky guy and a nerd knowledge. And the Nurgle Spellfellow deals with death and life, mostly death, plague, disease, famine, etc. They're in the corner there. Huh. I like how they all have their own different like vibes to them, you know? Excellent! Wait, is that a mech? Wait, that's machinery. A rivaling alien empire to the Imperium are comprised of several alien species dedicated to this house religion, which calls it the greater good. Has a caste system. Everyone are equal, and the needs of society outweigh the needs of the individual. Is that how caste systems work? Huh. Some of their aesthetic is similar to Japan. They are basically space coffee weavers. They look cool though! It looks like typical Japanese mech stuff. That just looks like a cool figure, honestly. I don't know, man. The orcs! They look so simple-minded but happy. Maybe that's because everybody says I'm kind of like, well, I don't know, man. They're cute in their own way, though. It's like the dog that keeps running into the glass door. It's got its own charm to it. Are overgrown sentient fungus monsters that are hard to get rid of. Love to fight, love to shoot lots of guns, love to go fast, love to collect shiny. Okay, yeah, I can see why you guys say I'm like this. Not too smart, but if they collectively believe something, it becomes a reality. Painting vehicles red makes them go faster. It does, though! If you paint flames on the side of it, it does go faster. It's like a blur then. The cops will be constantly watching you. They'll see you driving by at like 15 miles an hour and like, how is he going so fast? We have to stop him! We have to stop this animal! Get them off the road! And then they start shooting at the wheels of the car, and then it spins out and crashes into a tree, and it kills like a family in the tree. But it's like a family of birds, so it kind of works out. You know, insurance isn't as much of an issue, but then they have to wonder who would be at fault in that situation. But you had flames painted on the side, so you know that's not important right now. That's not important. Worship Mork and Gork. Mork is brutal, but Cunny and Gork is kind of even brutal. Oh, okay. When enough of them get together, it's called a wah. It also happens to be their battle cry. What in the world? I don't know. I'm just here. Oh, there are elves in space. Used to control the galaxy, but fell into hedonism and pleasure. Are responsible for making Slanesh. Live on giant ships called craft worlds. Huh. The still hoardy ones are called Drakari. They, along with the orcs, were created by a now gone race referred only as the old ones. Okay, okay. Made to fight the Necrons in an event known as the War in Heaven. Who's the Necrons again? Rivercon has subscribed. Thank you for subscribing. Welcome to the UmARMY. PT at 0600. Don't be late. Don't be late. Oh, undead. Oh yeah! Okay, okay, okay. There! This actually explains what it is. Necrons are a race of immortal robot warriors, but used to be organic flesh and blood beings. They were the slaves, now captors of Satan, who are basically star gods who are responsible for them becoming what they are now. Their ultimate goal after millennia of undisturbed rest is to restore their lost empire, and arguably the most technologically advanced out of all the races in the galaxy. They got like spaceships and stuff. Plus it's like a green and black aesthetic. You can't really go wrong with that, you know? Article 15, what did I do? What did I do? Tyranids are annoying, evil little bastards. Huh. Organic hivebind with unknown origins. Every creature to the smallest termagot and to large organic ships serve the hivebind. With the only purpose to consume and reproduce, the hive mind not only adapts its tactics, but also can rapidly and physically adapt their soldiers to get rid of any challenge presented to it. All in all are hurt. So they're like space cockroaches. Is that how that works? Because I think cockroaches do the same. They're just not a hive mind, but they kind of function the same. Okay, that makes it easier to understand. The Leagues of Votan are a new addition to the game from the previous edition of the game. Goodness. In essence, are just space dwarves. But that's kind of a vibe. Look at his toolkit. You know when he's going off and doing stuff, the Home Depot theme song's just like playing on loop in his head. They're the Flood from Halo with the bug texture pack. So they're like cockroach. Well, yeah, they're okay. So yeah, they're like cockroaches. The Flood is more like zombie creatures, kind of, you know. Super aggressive cockroaches. That sounds horrifying. Oh. Let's see. More advanced than the Imperium. Refer to themselves as kin. Worship the ancestors, the kin that came before them. Like to find planets to mine its resources. They literally are just dwarves then. Use self-aware sentient machines known as Ironkin, which are considered equals to them in their society. That's kind of cute. Oh, that was the last slide! Huh. You know, that might not have been a how-to, but I do appreciate that. It's nice when things are presented in, like, straightforward, easy-to-understand chunks like this. This was probably, like, the easiest introduction to Warhammer that I've gotten yet. I did get that, like, stream earlier where I kind of got, like, a lore dump, but this is, like, it helps reinforce the knowledge. By the end of my time as a VTuber, I'm slowly but surely figuring out all about Warhammer. Thank you for the presentation. Thank you for making it so comprehensive. Comprehensible? Yeah. Easy to understand. Thank you. That was a pretty good one. I like digestible knowledge chunks. Not good at presenting. Well, it wasn't even really something I had to present. It was just like learning and reinforcing knowledge. So definitely not a bad thing. Let's see, what else? I think we're almost out of presentations, actually. Gone through most of these. Which have I not done yet? That's illegal, that's illegal. Okay, yeah, I think we actually only have one left. I think we only have one left. That's like comprehensible. Wait, no, wait, two? Is it two or one? Hold on, let me go over this one. Okay, yeah, actually we do have two left. So, this is second to last PowerPoint! Prepare yourselves once more, my troops. Why did I say that in such a nerdy way? Here we go! Last ditch equipment of the Imperial Japanese Army. Oh. Okay, okay, okay. Okay, okay. They look like they're ready to go. What is last ditch? Last ditch is an informal term to refer to the equipment that has been simplified to accommodate for the lack of resources, especially nearing the end of a conflict. Example of last ditch weapons. I would say they're like cursed weapons, but they're really not. Why? Why are they set up like this? I guess whatever works, right? It is November 1945. The empire is stretched thin and her resources even thinner. The Russians have taken Manchukuo in Korea. The Americans have taken Okinawa and the Philippines. We are surrounded. This is what you'll use to defend our homeland. That's fucking scary. Your uniforms. Kessen, Fuku, or decisive battle uniform. Simplified tunic made from cheaper wool. Cut is similar to the Ike jacket or the German M1944 field blouse. It looks kind of comfy though. I don't know if it'd feel like scratchy to wear, but it looks like it keep you warm at least. Kokumin Fuku or national uniform, everyday civilian clothing modeled after the Type 98 uniform as of June 1945. You could wear this to battle. Comfortable enough. Your field cap and helmet. Sintobo or field cap. This Erstats hat is made of cheaper wool as well and is missing vent hole. What makes cheap wool different from expensive wool though? Like where does the quality come from? Is it like the amount the wool has been processed or something? Tetsubo or steel hat embargoes on Japan led to the creation of pressed paper and bamboo helmets. Bamboo helmets is a neat concept though. Use for civilian use before World War II. Thanks to national total mobilization, every man, woman, and child are soldiers for the oh my goodness. That's terrifying. That's a terrifying thought. One's cheap, the other's expensive. The sheep or the wool? Processing. Okay, so it is just processing. Bread bag and knapsack. Satsuno or miscellaneous bag modeled after the German bread bag. This is where you'll keep spare rations and ammunition. This simplified version is entirely secured by ties. Fearless Leader has subscribed! Thank you for subscribing. Welcome to the UmARMY. I hope you're enjoying your time here so far. It's crazy, like that. The ones that aren't how-tos, some of these are actually just easier to understand than the how-tos. I love lore. I love random information. I should definitely do another one of these presentation submission things. I don't know if you guys have fun just being able to like share different little knowledge tidbits with everyone, but I have a lot of fun presenting them, so I do appreciate you guys going through the effort of making these. Say bukuro or tube bag. While this bag has been used since 1930s, it has been increased. It's seen increased production as of late to substitute the standard knapsack. Looks like it's a little easier to carry. Oh, your mess kit and canteen. Hango or rice bowl. This is where you cook your rice over a fire. The American bombing campaigns have destroyed our capabilities of producing stamped mess kits, so cast aluminum will have to do. Suito or canteen. Want to look like a samurai? Here, have this bamboo canteen. Precious aluminum is needed elsewhere. I mean, it does the job. It definitely does the job. Last ditch weapons! QQ Shiki Tan Shoju or Type 99 rifle. This rifle is shorter than the standard Type 38 and uses a hotter 7.7 round. These last ditch models have crude machining and unfinished wood. But they still kind of have like their own aesthetic, you know? They kind of got their own vibe to them. It's really not that bad. His Imperial Majesty Ampu has subscribed. Thank you for subscribing and welcome to UmARMY. Welcome, welcome. Hyakushiki, Kikan Tanju, or Type 100 over or slash 1944. I said over, it's not a formula. Submachine gun. Our army is so superior we never needed submachine guns until now. We need them real bad. The unfinished one really is, it's cool. Yeah, Ishiki Shoju or Type 1 rifle. Unjust embargoes on steel forced us to purchase 100,000 of these from Italy before the war. Domestic production couldn't keep up with our hopes and dreams. Not last ditch. 100,000 of them? Holy shit. How do you even get those transported? Yonshiki Chido Shoju or Type 4 rifle. These M1 rifle knockoffs will definitely be mass produced this year despite having almost no operational factories left. Trust me. They definitely do have hopes and dreams. Boats? Nobody messed with the boats? I thought everybody's boats were getting messed with during the war. Shito Tsubakurai or lunge mine. Anti-tank mine on a stick. 0% chance of disabling a tank, but 100% likely to kill you in the process. Yeah, if you poke it with a stick. I'm sure that'll work. Right? That was somebody's great idea. Somebody was cooking. Yonshiki Tosei Terudan or Type 4 ceramic fragmentation grenade. I do not like the thought of a ceramic grenade. That is... something about that feels wrong. Given out to families in National Fighting Corps, who do not likely have fire. Oh, so they just kind of had to wing it. Okay. Homemade firearms! You should not... What? What is this? What is that? What is that? Why? That's so cursed. Is that's a weapon right there. I guess, you know, you gotta make do. Huh. Due to severe ammunition shortages, however, you won't be using firearms for long after the invasion. Yeah. You gotta just go for it, bro. Well, you're most likely to fight with in 1946. Shingunto or new military sword. This ain't Hiroji's katana with Tamahagane, steel folded a quadrillion times. It's machine-made steel from a bombed factory. This is where tradition goes to die. The pull bayonet is literally a sword bayonet fastened to a pole. You gotta admire the ingenuity, man. They literally said, fuck it, we'll make do. We'll make this work. It's fine, man. We'll figure it out. Thank you for the raid! We are going over Japanese weapons right now. They're pretty cool, honestly. Reinventing the spear? They're kind of just going for it, man. Unconventional weapons, literally anything you can get your hands on. I don't know if you can use a shovel as a weapon. But imagine, you're beating them to death with it, and it's like a weapon, and you can dig their grave. It's kind of like symbolic, you know? Then again, I used this shovel as a weapon the other day in my stream, so maybe I'm a little bit of a hypocrite. Yes, you can. If it's got, yeah, I guess it has like sharp edges. Maybe if you hit them with the corner of it really hard. Is a fumo a weapon? Can you use a fumo? I mean, it's in the picture, so maybe. Have you talked about firearms, or are you just handling tools and stuff now? There was firearms earlier, yeah. Purposely infecting yourself with weaponized bubonic plague and bonsai charging you. What the fuck? Good luck. Why is there a dog in there? Who brought their dog to fight? Oh, goodness gracious. That's pretty cool, though. That was a good presentation. I didn't know there were so many old cursed weapons, though. Like, maybe it is just easier to stab people at that point. Those guns scare me. I'm just saying, man. If you try to rob someone and they pull out a sword, you're kind of out of luck at that point. Like, what can you really do, you know? World War II era Japan was hardcore. They gave no fucks, man. I admire that, but like also, that's just hard to imagine. Like, look at this here. Dude's got his gun. Why is it? Is that even like a practical? You know, I'm not gonna question it. I don't know enough about firearms to be able to question the configuration of some of these weapons. That's pretty cool though. That's pretty cool. Got one presentation left. Thank you for your patience up till now. It's a Type 99. Okay. The British had a similar one. How'd that go for them? Oh god, this one has so much text! I'm gonna be dead by the end of this, but it's okay. We'll end this off strong! Alrighty. Big text. Military Assistance Command Vietnam Studies and Observations Group. It's very in-depth, I'll give you that. I'll give you that. There's a lot of history ones. Maybe I should just have people submit different history presentations at some point. Why not, bro? A quick rundown. Mag VSOG began operations properly on January 24th, 1964. And ended on May 1st, 1972. Its primary forward operating bases, FOB, included Command and Control North, CCN. Okay. Command and Control Central, CCC, and Command and Control South. I guess they just have different points in different directions, right? CSS. Okay. With one additional launch site located in Thailand. Text walls, but it's educational text walls. And there's pictures. I'm just covering them. There it is. I can't pronounce words like this, so you just have to, it's like, trust me, bro. You know? Just trust me, bro. SOG's goal was to send teams across the border into Laos and Cambodia to hunt NVA and disrupt the logistics network known as the Ho Chi Minh Trail. Oh, it's this okay. Alrighty. SOG suffered the highest American casualty rate of any conflict since the American Civil War at 100%! Either KIA or WIA, and having 58 men officially considered missing in action. Holy shit. That's a lot of damage. It's likely fewer as some men's bodies who could not be recovered were sometimes listed as MIA. Get prepped for slight text wall. Sorry for the poor resolution photo on the title slide that was taken in the 60s with an old ass camera. No worries, bro. It's better to have something there. Background! Here's a map there just so you can see it. There's like no copies of SOG's map that show target boxes, so here's Uncle Ho's trail. In May 1959, the North Vietnamese government had formed the 559 Transportation Group in order to establish, expand, operate, and maintain the Ho Chi Minh Trail Logistics Network. Because logistics in war is very important. Very, very important. When the United States joined the conflict on March 8, 1965, an agreement was signed with the Hanoi government that prohibited stationing military personnel in the nations of Laos and Cambodia. The North Vietnamese immediately broke this agreement and expanded the Ho Chi Minh Trail into these countries. Damn! VSOG's purpose was to disrupt this logistics network. Okay. Prior to full military involvement, SOG was a part of CIA operation codenamed Leaping Lena, headed by former OSS operative William Colby, who was in charge of dropping Vietnamese agent teams into North Vietnam. After the Bay of Pigs invasion of Cuba, President John F. Kennedy ordered operations like SOG to be shifted to military control. Wow. I can't find a relevant pic. I'll just post non-air weapons. You know what? It gets enough of a message across. I think it's okay. Operation Shining Brass and Daniel Boone. Shining Brass is the codename given to Laotian Area of Operations, AO. Shining Brass received approval from the Pentagon on September 21st, 1965, with the insertion of recon teams by South Vietnamese Sikorsky Kawasaki H-34 King B helicopters, with the first mission taking place on October 18th in the same year. Girls Frontline N16 reference? This would know. The Laotian AO would later be renamed Prairie Fire in early 1971 after Shining Brass became too well known and easily associated with operations in Laos. Daniel Boone was the codename given to the Cambodian AO and would likewise be renamed as Salem House. So they just have to rename stuff after a while. Okay. Teams began operations into Daniel Boone in 1966 after it was determined that neutral Cambodia was a proper hotbed of North Vietnamese Army and VA activity. Teams would face greater challenges in Cambodia as compared to Laos, with airstrikes, artillery, white phosphorus, and offensive actions being strictly prohibited by the U.S. ambassador to Cambodia. What the fuck? Old War was scary, man. They really did not give a fuck, and they were just testing out new things, and it's like, oh wait! That's really inhumane. Fuck. Whoopsie daisy. Additionally, teams could not be inserted by helicopter to begin with and had to walk into Cambodia, citing faulty maps that shifted the border in the event they were captured. Bro, it's not overly photogenic. I don't know if he wanted to be photogenic. Note the 5th SFG flash on the above beret. Green Beret advisors working with our ARVN troops. Okay. The politics is what caused this war to be lost. Oh, it was a complicated time. Hey, history is pretty neat. I may not be the best with history, but it's always fun learning new stuff. Especially when you consider it all shaped the world to how it is today. So it's like, world lore goes pretty crazy. Green Berets, SOG's American personnel were almost entirely recruited from Green Berets. These men were officially under command of the 5 Special Forces Group, 5 SFG, but all SOG operations would only answer to the Pentagon. Green Berets had already been in Vietnam before the rest of the US, acting as military advisors. Unlike other special operations units at the time, the Green Berets would consider indigenous forces to be as essential as themselves in conducting their operations and worked hand in hand with them. At various FOBs, Green Berets would be split into 2 different groups, those being Hatchet Forces and Recon Teams. Originally Hatchet Companies and Spike Teams respectively. A Hatchet Force would be made up by the end of the war of an average of 3 companies, with 1 American leading each one, the rest being made up of indigenous people. Recon Teams would consist of 2 to 3 Americans and being between 3 and 9 indigenous people, with some teams running as heavy as 12 indigenous troops. Despite their fewer men, recon teams would carry roughly equivalent firepower to a Hatchet Force platoon. You've never lived until you've almost died. For those who fought for it, life has a flavor the protected shall never know. SOG motto carved into the table at CN Recon NCO Club. I mean, that's pretty hardcore. These people were just built different, man. They were just built different. They could handle so much. I don't know how you do that shit. I would be scared. I'm not tough enough for this, man. I'm not tough enough for war. I'll do what I have to do, but like, I don't know. They did a good job. They really did. Indigenous personnel. The indigenous personnel were made up of several different ethnic groups, with the key ones being Montagnard, pronounced Montagnard. Oh, Montagnard Hillsmen. Thank you for the pronunciation guide. Otherwise, it makes no sense to me. Hill tribesmen, South and North Vietnamese, Chinese Nungs, and Cambodians. All except the Vietnamese were mercenaries in every sense of the word. They were hired and paid equivalent to a captain in the South Vietnamese military. That is fucking impressive. At least they get decent pay, but still, you're risking your life out there. But I guess if you need the money, maybe it's okay. I mean, a lot of people who do like mercenary work nowadays, they go to like the really scary places, right? Like the super dangerous ones, but they make like good pay for it. But you're still like risking yourself out there, and the environment usually sucks. It's like super hot places or super cold places, and you have to be constantly vigilant, and it like chips away at your mental. So So I respect. Not Detroit! No, it's not Detroit! I don't think that describes Detroit at all! You're crazy. You're just goofy, man. I don't think you're gonna get isekai'd over there. That's not gonna happen. Oh, let's see. While they were all excellent men in the field, while at camp, racial tensions were incredibly high between the indigenous people, to the point where it would not be uncommon to hear that a Montagnard had shot up a Vietnamese poker game for some perceived slight, or that a Chinese thug had gotten into a brawl with a Cambodian for the same issue. The Green Berets' bond with their indigenous soldiers cannot be understated. The SOG men, who were given Montagnard bracelets, repeatedly wore them until they fell apart, paraphrased from a recon man Dale Hansen in his book Born Twice. Despite this, the US government was unfortunately sloppy with destroying the records of indigenous troops, leading to widespread persecution and imprisonment by the new communist government, with many being sent to re-education camps. Doubly screwed over were the Montagnard tribes, who lived in the highlands, a group of people who the Vietnamese considered less than human and faced severe ethnic cleansing after the war, and were hung out to dry with no support despite the aid they rendered to the SOG, something the SF men would try their best to prevent. What the fuck? Life is brutal sometimes. Recon team layout. Recon teams, as stated previously, would be made up of 2 to 3 American Green Berets and 3 to 9 indigenous people, with some teams running as heavy as to bring 12 indigenous men. Reiterated point there. Important though. Recon team leaders were known as 1-0s. Assistant team leaders were 1-1s, and radio operators were 1-2s. Indigenous people would be designated the opposite, with indigenous team leaders being 0-1s, the man below them being 0-2s, and so on down the line. Rank in a recon team meant less than nothing, as the only thing that mattered was time on the ground, meaning it was possible for a captain to be placed lower on a team than a sergeant, although this seldom occurred. The 1-1's goal is to fight the team, meaning they would work the most with the indigenous people, getting them set up in positions and directing fire. The 1-2 is the radio operator, would stay close to the 1-0, who would constantly be talking with FAC Covey, who would be flying overhead in an OV-10 Bronco to direct airstrikes and extract the team. Indigenous troops would most often be the ones walking point and bringing up the rear, as a North Vietnamese soldier seeing the face of another Vietnamese would be more likely to hesitate before shooting, giving a recon team the split second needed to get first shots off. Clever fellows there, eh? These guys were such a vibe. Note the chopped RPD machine gun. Supposedly, this is Jerry Shriver, a crazy dude who had a German Shepherd. Aw. German Shepherds are happy dogs. Such happy fellas. Despite size differences, SOG teams would be equipped much the same way, whether you were on a recon team or part of a hatchet force. Uniforms would be sterile, meaning no name tapes, rank insignia, dog tags, or anything that could be identified as American. Some men would go as far as to outfit whole teams, or sometimes just the indigenous people, in NVA uniforms and equipment. That sounds really hard to do though. This also included footwear, with some SOG recon men wearing sandals from old truck tires known as Ho Chi Minh sandals to leave tracks less conspicuous than US jungle boots. Camouflage uniforms would most often be US jungle fatigues that were spray painted with black stripes or dyed completely black, as tiger stripe fatigues were quickly worn down and only really worn for photos. There were also CIA-made versions of NVA equipment to include uniforms, rucksacks, footwear, headgear, and web gear. Oh, I'm doing good. I'm just going over US lore. Men would also seldom wear equipment such as helmets and flak vests, opting instead for no body armor and wear a cloth bandana or boonie cover for headgear, while hatchet force men would carry more traditional equipment loads. Recon men would be defined by one thing: ammunition. It was not uncommon for recon men to carry a minimum of 20 magazines for the rifle, 5+ fragmentation grenades, 2 to 3 claymore mines, 1 to 2 phosphorus grenades, tear gas grenades, and anything else they could get their hands on for more firepower. While every team was different, this would usually be the standard, with some men carrying close to 30 magazines on their person. most of which would be used up by the end of the mission, and at least 4 being expended in the first minute of contact. All this ammunition would be stored in slightly more unorthodox ways, such as canteen covers, World War II era bar belts, captured Chicom Type 56 chest rigs, bandoliers, and regular ammunition pouches all run together. That's a lot of stuff to carry, though. It seems like it'd get tiring. What they carried? Firearms. CR-15 with some kind of optic, gyrojet pistol. They got aesthetic to them. Definitely got vibes. The tools available to SOG were wide and varied, exemplified best in their arsenal. While most SOG men would carry the XM177E1 and E2, commonly known as CR-15, the carbine length version of the M16, men would still have access to weapons as old as World War II, such as British STN gun, as well as cutting-edge firearms like the gyrojet pistol. The gyrojet is, in fact, it is a gun of all time. I don't know how they got it, though. It's a very special little gun. He's a special little fella. It's a very funny firearm. Some notable staples also included AK-47s, top-down RPD light machine guns, Swedish K and Uzi submachine guns, M2 carbines, RPGs, cut-down M79 grenade launchers, silenced well-road pistols, Browning high powers, and Walther PPKs. It should be noted that sidearms were seldom carried, as the quote RT California 10 John Plaster, "Fuck carrying a handgun, I need hardest space for more magazines." King B helicopter. Look how cool these are. Why are they so cool? Air support. SOG's ability to inflict casualties disproportionate to its team size was due in large part to the effective use of air support. From F-4 Phantom jets to A-1E Sky Raiders, Cobra AH-1 gunships, and numerous other fast and slow-moving aircraft, it was these brave pilots dropping napalm, firing rockets, and pulling gun runs that were able to keep SOG teams alive. SOGs would ultimately pull from several air units for its helicopter insertions and extractions. These were the Marine Corps choppers, pilots, codenamed Scarface, members of the 219 South Vietnamese Squadron, and 2 helicopter groups from the 20th SOS, CH-3 Jolly Green Giant helicopters, and Bell UH-1 Hueys, nicknamed the Green Hornets. SOG would also work closely with flights of B-52 bombers conducting arc-light raids in which the aging aircraft would drop multiple 100-pound bombs on a target, obliterate everything in the air. That would definitely do the trick. All aircraft would have removable insignia to keep up a deniable appearance. Thank you. Excellent. Recon missions. Recon teams would conduct several different types of operations. Ella's Sun, a program to insert modified enemy ammunition that would detonate firearms when shot, killing the operator. This would be done by leaving behind magazines of doctored AK ammo, crates of mortar shells, or hand grenades on dead MV. I wonder how they managed to set those up. I wonder, maybe there's like a craft to it, though. Sometimes you just need the extra space, you know? Prisoner snatches attempts to extract enemy prisoners of war from Cambodia. Road Watch, a recon team, would be assigned a stretch of road to observe. All movement would be recorded from trucks, foot patrols, supply convoys, and even the odd tank. It was a team on a Road Watch mission in Laos that saw the first tanks being sent towards the USMC base. At this place here, the intel was probably ignored by the brass. Why would they ignore that? Why would you ignore intel? That's goofy. I'm sure there's a reason for it, but you know. Wiretaps. Due to the power of the U.S. radio detection finding RDF equipment, the NBA would often resort to using landlines and field telephones. Teams would be sent in with a wiretap device, finding an exposed piece of cable, and leave the wiretap running until extraction. Recon teams would also be sent on bright light missions. These would be operations to rescue downed pilots, extract shot up recon teams, or just pulling out the team's bodies. RT Idaho 10 John Stricker Meyer would describe bright lights as missions where you took no food, a little bit of water, lots of ammo, and body bags. If a team called a prairie fire emergency, it meant they were in big trouble, and a bright light team would usually follow. Hatchet forces. Hatchet forces were made up of at least 3 Americans and 100 or so indigenous troops. Small recon teams were sent on small-scale operating scout... While they were sent on small-scale scouting operations, hatchet forces would be focused solely on raiding the NVA. So these are the big fellas! The big fellas. This would include assaulting NVA camps in Laos and Cambodia and raiding portions of the Ho Chi Minh Trail network. Notable operations included Operation Tailwind, an attempt to relieve pressure from a CIA safe house in Laos, and Operation Spin Down, in which a hatchet force set up a roadblock on a section of the Ho Chi Minh Trail in order to relieve pressure on the besieged firebase at this place there. Okay. Ultimately, hatchet forces are not as well written about as compared to recon teams, so finding stuff on them is surprisingly difficult. That's weird since they're bigger forces. PsyOps. That's a lot of ammo. That's a happy amount of ammo. SOG's less well-known activities were mostly PsyOps related, seeing as most of it was called black propaganda, meaning it could not be traced back to SOG. These included fake letters or poison pin messages that would be planted on dead NVA, saying things like, "Things are rough here at home, but we were able to get 2 bowls of rice for supper last night. Practically a feast. It's been so hard without you. But that Chinese boy Chang has been taking real good care of us gals at People's Collective 12. Poison pen also included counterfeit North Vietnamese currency that would be planted on dead NVA. Who the fuck was responsible for all this? What the hell? That's impressive. That's actually impressive. Alyssa and the operation to plant doctored ammo was also part of black propaganda that aimed to sow distrust in the Chinese supplied ammunition. Yeah, that'll do it. While the poison pin letters had dubious effectiveness, Eldest Son proved to be incredibly effective and totally untraceable, with Hanoi going so far as to publish a statement saying, "Our glorious Chinese allies have had some quality assurance issues, but they've promised to keep a better eye on future batches of 7.62 ammunition." Oh, it's all the CIA. Okay. There was also the Sacred Sword of the Patriot League, a fake island purportedly supported somewhere in North Vietnam, apparently. The kidnapped North Vietnamese fishermen and would be taken there in order to give the impression of a resistance movement countering the communist government. The island was actually in South Vietnam, and this had enough of an impact on the North Vietnamese government that it was brought up during the peace talks in Paris. What they faced. The threat the SOG men faced were considered to be utterly insurmountable, as teams were always outnumbered by significant margins. It would not be uncommon for recon teams to go against full platoons, companies, battalions, or even regiments of NVA at one time. Holy shit. The most extreme example of this was Lynn M. Black's second mission as part of UmARTi Alabama, where 2 full NVA divisions faced off against his team, resulting in everyone wounded and 3 out of his 9 men dead. While the recon team's goal was to sneak around and perform reconnaissance, they were constantly hampered by NVA sappers, trackers with dogs, and leaked intelligence from a mole in Saigon. After 1969, it was deemed inevitable that a team would be compromised within 24 hours of insertion. It's impressive they got that long, though. Some teams would be compromised so quickly that in 18 separate missions, UmARTi Habu 11 Nick Brokonson only had a total of 3 hours in the target AO known as DM-10. The NVA were an especially brutal enemy. After capturing one recon team, the SOG men were tortured and executed with a flamethrower, except for the 1-2 who was allowed to extract in order to spread the message of what awaits Americans. What the fuck, dude? Why would they do that? Legality and controversy. This one's a Rhodesian, but who gives a fuck? I think I did alright finding relevant photos. It's okay, bro. I appreciate it. As has been said, the US military and NVA had an agreement to not station troops in Laos and Cambodia. Although the NVA broke the agreement first, this did not give the US free rein to go balls out in the 2 countries, making all SOG actions technically illegal. SOG men were not protected by the Geneva Convention and could be executed at their captor's will, which they often were. Men joining SOG had to sign a NDA stating they could not talk about their operations for at least 20 years. or they would suffer a 20-year prison sentence or several $1,000 fine. Probably both. God damn those NDAs. SOG would take part in raiding an NVA stronghold to take pressure off of a CIA safe house in Laos, called Operation Tailwind. CNN would run a story called The Valley of Death that lied about the operation, stating the SOG gassed American deserters in Laos with a nerve agent and did not retract these statements until several years after the original story ran, permanently impacting SOG's image. Ah, shucks. 12 different SOG men would be presented the CMH Congressional Medal of Honor. Almost none of them would be recognized until years after the fact by anyone beyond their peers due to, mostly in part, the anti-war sentiments that circulated the nation. At the end of the day, due to SOG teams' SOPs of leaving behind toe popper and anti-personnel mines, teams have undoubtedly, although inadvertently contributed to the issue of landmines and unexploded ordnance that is pervasive in Laos and Cambodia. Ending! To be frank, I probably messed a few things up. Most of this was done from memory, and I only checked a couple books to double check dates and such. You don't have to read this. Honestly, I probably should have cut it, but I got 15 pages to use, and I'm going to use them. There is genuinely so much one could talk about with SOG, from their further development of combined arms warfare that would characterize the way America would fight in future conflicts, the incredible larger-than-life individuals that made up its ranks, such as Finnish-born Larry Torney, and the innumerable instances of bravery shown by SOG men in the face of insurmountable odds. Ultimately, it's a unit that needs to be further appreciated for all those that it did during its short service in history. Sorry it's so wordy. Enjoy the other presentations. Well, you got the last one, so I did enjoy the other ones. Only recon man I know of who wore a helmet. Oh, that's a nice helmet, honestly. Damn, that's a lot of lore, but that was fun. That might make him in calling a napalm strike. I do believe so. Where do you get these photos from, bro? Applause and horse. I bet you're wondering where I appeared from. Well, you see, I was actually here the whole time giving presentations. Classic horsetail. Classic horsetail right there. That was pretty good, though. That was pretty good. Even the ones that weren't how-tos were still really good. Honestly, I'm glad I went over those still, because, like, that's a lot of info there. And it was, like, well presented. I mean, that last one was, like, a lot of text, but it's probably hard to otherwise fit that into a presentation. So I understand wanting to include all the info. I'll do more presentation type things sometimes. Hopefully with more water on standby, because I kind of ran out of water like 2 presentations ago and my throat's starting to get scratchy. But that's just a lack of presentation on my end. You guys don't need to fret a thing. And see, my internet did actually hold out until the very end. I told you guys it wasn't completely hopeless. It's not Tomover till it's Tomover, you know? But, let's see here. Tomorrow I will be once more streaming. Tomorrow will be Call of Duty Black Ops. The first game, I will be playing it for the first time. So, I hope you guys enjoy that. If you do show up, I think it'll be fun. I mean, it's apparently a very fun game, so we'll see. We'll see. Yeah. Sorry if I messed up some of those chunks of presentations. You know, I'm not the most eloquent speaker ever, but it was fun to try and digest all the information with you guys. So as long as you had fun too, I think that's all that matters. I'm glad that I was able to finish them up this time. It only took 2.5 hours, but we got there. Although, like, the first 15 minutes or so of the stream was just me yapping, so, you know. It is indeed fitting. It's a perfect segue into further horse shenanigans. Take my glasses off. I've done my part. I've done my part. I can see clearly. Now I don't have to be a nerd anymore. It has been 2 hours. I want you to take the things you've learned today and run with them. I'm glad that wasn't an actual, like, how to make meth stream, you know? Not that I would have shown such a thing, you know. I had the option to, I just chose not to. I do have to raid somebody. Hold on. Where do I go as a horse now? It was interesting. It was fun. I have no regrets. Thank you all for your participation today. Not next time, no! No! You guys know better. I should probably download tomorrow's game before I forget. That might be a good idea, actually. I always forget these things. I'm kind of a bit of a forgetful horse sometimes. Let's see. Okay, I'll do this. Brain lag. Okay, there we go. Alright, I will see you guys around. Thank you again for coming by today, and have a good rest of your day. Horse goes away for now.